Good morning, everybody. It's John from Veganism KILLS. It's 11:26 a.m., February 6th. I'm going to do a follow-up on the success of vegans taking over 20% of the protein market and removing animal protein from the food chain altogether. Most of you people will recognize these people. This is Stray Dog Capital. That's Lisa Feria. She also took part in the production of Game Changers. And basically, Game Changers is just nothing but propaganda from these big pharma fronts that are only interested in selling their forks meat to people, unwitting people, and making a huge profit. And they pay people like Earthling Ed to pretend they're a grassroots activist, and he tells you to buy the fake meat. Well, we're going to explain why that's just doomed to failure. Ed's going to have to go out and look for another job, a real job. Now, let's go to Beyond Meat. There are several anomalies between what the company is reporting and what's actually happened with the stock price. You could figure out for yourself who's the odd guy out on this. Now, Beyond Meat prices have been steadily going down. The facts are, during the pandemic, when the shelves were cleared out, Beyond Meat was left. Nobody bought it, even if there was anything else. They just left it there. Nobody's interested in the product. And though Ed's running around with Joey Armstrong saying, oh, vegan worry, oh, we're getting so many more vegans, everybody's going vegan. Well, no, that's not true either. Let's go over 3 charts that might give Beyond Meat shareholders indigestion. It might seem like a number of Americans who claim to be vegetarians, which in journalism means vegetarians and vegans, has grown dramatically in the past decade, but it hasn't. It's only 5%, and that number hasn't changed since 2012. I actually think it's went lower. That's why Beyond Meat's not selling. But the amount of meat consumed, especially beef, is on the decline because it's getting more expensive since inflation. That should be good news for plant-based meat brands like Beyond Meat. Yet the story is much different. Yet its stock has been in free fall, and Wall Street seems convinced there's more pain ahead. The fact is, if you can't sell the product, it reflects in your stock price. That's it. So much for a fast start. Beyond Meat went public May 2019. Shares rose 163% on the first day as companies raised capital to increase capacity and expand its product offerings. The number of global outlets selling the product has increased more than 300% since then, but stock is down 75% from those early days. In other words, they have more facilities to make the fake meat, but still nobody is buying it. It hasn't panned out as they wish or planned. Many are expecting the struggles to continue. Despite the huge drawdown since Beyond Meat's IPO, Wall Street is expecting even more pain to come. Now, this is the part. Short interest has been climbing almost from day one. Currently, an astounding 38% of the float, shares available to trade publicly, are sold short. The percentage is twice as high at AMC and GameStop. And we all know what happened with those two, where the shorters got wiped out by the retail investor. When the retail investor had his revenge, part of the drop is just where it started. Food is a low margin business. Beyond Meat's gross margins are 27%, and it has negative cash flow from operations. The negative cash flow has not improved by retracting. It's actually increasing. The expenditures to keep these companies open without making any sales to the general public means the production facilities are actually costing them money to keep open and not bringing in any profit. And that's the bottom line of it. Anybody can understand this. Supply and demand. You got plenty of supply, but there's no demand. You drop the prices, there's no demand. You go and lobby 50 of the richest countries in the world to put carbon taxes on real animal products so you could sell yours at undersell animal products with your cheap imitation Forks Big Pharma product, and it still hasn't worked out. It's done. It's over. Ed's going to have to look for a new job. Because this is starting to sound, the technology that they saying that they have actually isn't the technology that is in hand now. And that story sort of kind of matches somebody else's story. And on that, we'll just leave it at that. Now at Straight Door Capital, let's see what they say about their investments that they hold, that they support and they seed it. Let's take a look what they say. Plant-based food sales surged by 27% to $7 billion in 2020. That's 2 years old. That's not true. Who's buying this food? How do you get a 20%, 7% surge? And their gross margin. They're bragging about it as it's decreasing. This story doesn't make no sense. If veganism's not growing, who is buying these products? It's not matching. Sales have gone down 13%, but here they got this, they're saying sales surged by 27%. The numbers don't match. That's 2020. So that's old news. The reason why you would put 2020 as opposed to something new tells a story in itself. But your guess is as good as mine. I'm not saying anything. But, something is not right here in this world of the big pharma fake meat. People are seeing that technology isn't, let's say, up to the standard of tricking people that this is real meat. People could tell. And people prefer real meat over fake meat, even if real meat is more expensive. They'll just pay they'll pay the little extra. And I don't appreciate that these companies are running around in an effort to sell their product is to make meat overpriced to the lower classes so they could sell their poorly designed imitation meat. And your sales directly reflect in your stock price. It's a bearish pattern detected. One of these things is not like the other. I'll keep it as simple as I can. And on that, I'm out of here.